Welcome to the very first Marcel Monday. I know it's been taking me forever to start making videos again. I'm a lazy horse sometimes. What are you gonna do about it? But I've been slacking in all aspects of life. So I'm really trying to get back in the grind. 2019 will be my year. Besides that, that's not more. Today I wanna do a story time about my youth. I'm still young, but I was a bad motherfucker. I was terrible. This story is about the time I smoked synthetic weed. I didn't plan this, so I'm sorry if this story doesn't make any fucking sense. My little wannabe badass stoner days, 7th grade, 9th grade, that time period, smoked weed. Yeah, and then this one time, one of my friends was like, hey, we should try salvia, which, if you know what salvia is, it's fucking insane for a literal child to be trying salvia. Basically, this super strong hallucinogenic but legal drug. Why am I teaching people? Okay, back to the point. Let's try salvia. I was like, yeah, I'm down, let's do it, fuck it. We hung out with these older kids that were fucking literal bums, but hung out with younger people because they just didn't grow up, I don't know. But had those people go to the smoke shop, try to find salvia, didn't find salvia, and then they brought back spice, K2, synthetic weed, I'm sure there's many names. And they were like, yeah, it's just like weed, but like it's so much fun and it's legal. And so I was like, hella down, right? But even back then, I was still kind of like precautious about like everything. And so I like wanted to hear stories about like other people doing it, like what they experienced. Keep in mind, I only knew one of these people. Like I knew one person, which was a close friend of mine, and the rest were all of her older friends, and I had no clue who they were. The one person that I knew, trusted the most, she got in trouble for some reason, and out of nowhere, I hear this like truck, like vroom, 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 and I hear, Catherine, get the fuck in the car now. We were all like, who the fuck is this man? Like, why is he yelling? What's going on? And she starts like crying and like running to the car, gets in. Don't see her for a fat ass minute, don't hear from her. That was her dad. What happened? I don't know. Okay, so I'm with a group of older people that I don't know. I don't even know how I got there, honestly. Don't know how I plan on getting home. Could have ended up terrible. I watched these other people that I've started to get kind of like used to being around after a few days. They take this little fucking like marker pipe thing and like start smoking this fucking K2 spice. I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes later, they start like laughing and like tripping out and shit. It was my turn and I don't know where the fucking marker thing went. Something happened to where I couldn't smoke then, but I did later that night. And so I'm talking to one of these girls that were there and I was like, oh, and she was telling us a story while they're like tripping on this like weed. Her friend literally died from smoking that shit. Had to be resurrected, like a literally full on like near death experience. Paramedics, fucking those defibrillator shits, like everything. And so that's the last thing you wanna fucking hear when you're about to do a drug or when you're on the drug. That right there is what fucked me up. Cause I was hella down. I was like, okay, this should be fun. They're laughing, they're having a blast. Like, look at all the fucking frolicking going on. More people left, and then it was down to like me and 3 other people. We walked to some guy's house. I have no clue who this guy was. His room was like pretty cool. Like it was like black, and there was like graffiti like all over, like spirals and like words and like random shit. Not good graffiti, but just like fucking spraying shit. Everyone else hit this fucking little marker thing, and they bring out a fucking bong. I didn't think anything of it, honestly. Like, that was my first time ever hitting a bong, ever in my life. Didn't even know what a bong was until then. So, they passed me the bong, I hit it, I waited like 10 minutes, felt nothing. Waited like 20 minutes, felt nothing. It starts kicking in. This was so long ago that I can't remember like a lot of like smaller details. I just remember it felt like it took forever to kick in. What I do remember is that shit was nothing like weed. Oh my gosh. All I could think about was like, fuck, like I'm the next person to die. Like the same shit's happening to me. Like I was so in my head and like anxious about everything. The walls were like shaking and like getting closer and like closing in, and then they like go back out. I kept hearing like voices. It felt like I was falling like out of my body like over and over again. And then I heard like my mom's voice saying that I was gonna die and all this shit, and like it was just not a fun time. And then next thing I know, the whole room changes and I see a car with headlights racing towards me, and like the horn's like, "Ow!" And then it disappears and it's the room again. And it happens again. And then that keeps happening. And it keeps on happening. Like I'm about to get hit by this car, and then like, oh, you're just in the room. You're about to get hit by a car. No, you're just in the room. Watch out, you're about to get hit by a car. Oh no, you're just in the room. I held it together though. I held it together. As a 14-year-old, you would think I'd be fucking flipping out, bouncing off the walls, screaming and hollering. But I was just like literally sitting there. I couldn't even really do anything. Maybe I was on salvia low key. Like what the Eventually, I was like, okay, this is probably gonna last a minute. Like, I need to get up, I need to do something. Like, I should eat, like, walk around, like, drink water, check the mirror, like, am I okay? So I got up, I went to the bathroom. In the mirror was, like, an earthquake. Like, things were falling off the wall, and, like, things were, like, legit just, like, shaking, like, tilting and shit. But in the mirror. So that was really weird. I was like, fuck, like, this is crazy. Like, why did I do this to myself? Who told me? Who thought this was weed? What kind of weed high do you have to think this is like weed? I sit back down, go back in the room, kind of bored. They're like playing some like video game or some shit, and I'm just sitting there just chilling. They're like, "Hey, you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But like I was like really trying to play it off. I was like wanting to cry low key. I don't think I texted my mom. I think I texted my best friend at the time being like, yo, I'm tripping out. Like, this is crazy. I feel like I'm about to die. And then she was like, just breathe. Like, you're fine. Like, it'll be over soon. Like, we'll hang out tomorrow. Like, you're good. Of course, I was like, okay, we all got hungry. The guy's house, whoever we were with, goes downstairs and brings up food. Tell me why it's some fucking, those little wheat cereals, the like fucking wheat squares. That dry ass cereal. I have hella cotton mouth. I'm panicking inside. I feel like I'm about to die. And you bring me some fucking Wheaties. But I ate them anyways. And it was really fucking difficult. It was not dissolving. It wasn't going anywhere. It was just disintegrating into like powder and just sticking all over my mouth. I couldn't swallow for shit. I almost fucking threw up. Like after that, I don't really remember much else. It kind of wore off pretty fast. Like usually my weed highs would be like maybe like 4 hours max, but that shit felt like forever. Like legit, it felt like a long ass time. That's my first and last time smoking synthetic weed, and I would not recommend trying it, even though that might sound cool to some people, like tripping and shit. It's actually a very, very dangerous substance that you're not supposed to put in your body. On the package, it legit says not for human consumption, because if they didn't put that, we could sue them because it kills many, many people and can cause a lot of fucking brain damage. And actually, I was kind of fucked up for a little while after that, and I still kind of am. But that's none of your business. Just be your fucking self. Don't do drugs. Take care of your body. Become vegan, possibly. Maybe. That's so off topic. So off topic. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my terrifying memory that scarred me for life. I probably have PTSD now. I can't even smoke regular weed. It did fuck up my weed high. So if you don't want to fuck up your weed high, don't try it. Don't try it, I'm telling you. But thank you again for spending your Monday with me. Hopefully I see you on Tuesday. Bye.